the video that I'm about to show you, in the interest of full disclosure, is a friend of mine. Her name is Ebony K. Williams. She's worked in media for quite a long time. I believe she's a lawyer by trade, highly intelligent, very beautiful woman inside and out. I've known her for years. And she used to work on Fox News. She's an author. She's done a lot of great things throughout the years. And when she opens her mouth, I think she's somebody that people need to listen to because she has things to say. And she is far from ignorant, highly intelligent, brilliant, I might add, in so many different ways. And I have so much respect for her. But she said something on social media that I felt the need to address. Because, as we all know, it's basically being said that black women should be looking for their wedding rings. Now, I bring up black women in particular because this video is from the Shade Room. I believe that's where Ebony Williams posted it. And that's a website that's inundated with black folks, specifically for the most part females, with a lot of different videos, issues, perspectives, takes, etc. And my nephew just tipped me off to it. And I remember I took something from them last week and I said, listen, any week I find something from the Shade Room that I like, I'm going to bring that up because guess what? I'm a man, and I was raised by five black women, the greatest mother that I think has ever existed, and 4 older sisters who I love dearly. Not to mention, I got about 9 nieces. So I've been surrounded by black women all my life. 90 of my 100 living relatives, as of a few years ago, were women. Needless to say, I've dated a lot throughout my life. So, I mean, women have been an integral part of my life for quite a long time. Pretty much my entire life, in one capacity or another. Having said that, I wanted to play this video, and I'm going to tell you, I beg your indulgence. The video is 2 minutes long, but it's worth listening to by women and by men, even beyond the black community, but especially in the black community. This is what Ebony Williams, my buddy, had to say as it pertains to black women and how they should be looking for their wedding rings at the same time as getting their college degrees. Don't wait until you're 30 or 40. Get it in your 20s while you're in college. That's what Ebony Williams is saying. If you don't believe me, listen up.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
All right. Okay. I heard her loud and clear. Once again, she is a friend of mine. I've known her for years. Very, very proud of her and all that she has accomplished. But we've debated from time to time. I have to say, Ebony is a bit slick here. Because there's a whole bunch of hedging that she put up in there. Okay? And she covered herself quite well. There's very, very little wiggle room to disagree with her. I have to say, she was very, very thorough in her explanation, particularly when she threw out the stats of 7-1 females to males in college, enrolled in colleges. That's a very good point. And she talked about if you so choose, the operative words there. I get it. I get it. But there, and I'm not going to put words in her mouth because Ebony is a highly intelligent woman who can express herself anytime she wants to. She knows that, and thoroughly, I might add. But I think there are some things that need to be addressed here. Number one, I'm glad she brought up women in choice because that matters. Because yes, it is absolutely true that young men usually are not looking to get married at a young age. And what's not being said is that we're strongly advised not to get married at very young age. We just gonna call it like it is, okay? We're just gonna be real about it. Men are visual creatures. We covet what we see. What we like in front of our eyes matters. And they come in all shapes and sizes. Some men care about ethnicity. Some men don't. Some men care about money. Some men don't. Some men care about what level of education you have. Some men don't. Okay? I know brothers that have no desire to be with sisters, meaning black sisters. Now, obviously, I am not one of those people. I love me and my sisters. Make no mistake about it. Let's just say my track record proves that. But I know brothers who think differently. They love the Latinas. No shame in that. Guilty as charged. Don't mind them either. But you have others that they want to go the other route, completely different. They want to be with white women. I know some of those. That's their prerogative. There's a lot of beautiful white women out there, highly accomplished, highly intellectual, highly attractive. All right, so be it. That's their flavor. We got some that I would like you to think about Megan Good, Sanaa Lathan, J-Lo, Beyonce. I'm talking type, meaning figures, because men are visual creatures. Just get over it. It'll never change. It'll never change. Just get over it. Y'all keep thinking that when they talk about the Bible, when he told Adam, don't eat of the forbidden fruit, he was talking about fruit all y'all want to. Y'all keep thinking that. Y'all keep hold on to that belief. Knock yourself out. Okay? When they said be fruitful and multiply, you thought they were talking about eating apples and oranges too? Think, people. Stay with me. The point that I'm trying to make is, when you got all of that going on, everybody got their taste. I brought you up my taste. I look at Will Smith. If you look at Jada Pinkett Smith, and I think she's a very beautiful woman, here or no here. You know, I'm not making fun of her or anything. I've always thought that Jada Pinkett was a cutie, a very cute woman. Go look. I bring her up because I was just watching the old movie Low Down Dirty Shame with Keenan Ivory Wayans and her the other day because I thought that was a really funny movie. She looked like she weighed about 35 pounds. My boy Pooley would eat her, like literally take her like the character Fat Bastard in Austin Powers and The Spy Who Shagged Me and stuff like that and eat her. She's so small. Pulley would look at her like she's a burger. She's entirely too small for him. But so are the women I like. To Pulley, my boy Pulley, again, he's going to come on this podcast, by the way. He's going to come on. Y'all think I'm lying. You ever saw Norbit, the movie Norbit? You remember the character Rasputia? That's Pulley. That's Rodney Cowan. I'm giving his first and last name. That's who he is. Now, I don't see him but once or twice a year. That's my brother. I've loved him. I've known him since I was 1 year old. Love him with all my heart. That's my brother. But let me tell you something. We can't hang out. Now, with those women he like. Now, he's trying to settle down, stuff like that. But you can't bring a woman under 250 in Pulley's presence. He doesn't even want to look at her. Everybody got their taste. And then you have, women who are educated. You got some men, I need a woman on my level. I'm rich, I need her to be rich. I'm educated, I need her to have a college degree and stuff like that. I'm a businessman, I need her to be a businesswoman. You got some men that got it all, and they'd marry a bus driver. They don't give a damn. Can women say the same? I'm asking. I'm not making any accusations. I'm asking the question. Because when Ebony K. Williams says the kind of statements that she made, although she didn't flat out say it, and I'm not accusing her of even meaning it or believing it, I'm getting the impression at the very least that it's the culpability of men. Ladies, get with somebody that is about that. Well, you ain't going to find dudes that's about marriage. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you why you're not going to find you're not going to find dudes that are about marriage. You know why you're not going to find it? Because men are not really interested in marriage. What they're interested in is you. And because it's you, they're willing to get married. You want to get married just to say you're married? You want to get married so you can have somebody home? If you have any kind of confidence in yourself as a man, it's not about marriage. It's about her. And because it's her, you're willing to say, I want you for the rest of my life. I can't even imagine being with anyone but you. When I think about who I want to sleep next to, who I want to wake up next to, who I want to cook for me, who I want to cook for, who I want to take out to the movies, who I want to take out to dinner, who I want to go on vacation with, who I don't mind opening my checkbook to take care of and to look out for and to cover and vice versa. Sweetheart, you the one. It ain't about living with you. It's about the fact that I can't live without you. That's a guy. Are y'all that way? Ebony? Are y'all that way? I'm talking to women, not to you specifically, Ebony. I'm just speaking to women. That's the question that you have to ask yourself. See, when men can be or come across as a bit chauvinistic, never an excuse to be misogynistic, but to be chauvinistic, meaning I want a woman to play this role or that role in my life. When you are a woman and you are dating a man, understand that the things that you may capitulate to, you're not capitulating to it for a man. You're capitulating to it for your man, the man you love, the man you trust, the man you want, the man you crave. That guy is the guy you're making adjustments and modifications and alterations for, dare I say. That is what y'all have to get. And when you're getting that, when you understand that it's that person that you're making that exception for, that's not just anybody. That's why I'm challenging Ebony on what she's saying. Because if your mentality is to be married when you're young, because you think your cachet dwindles as you get older, the encouragement to get into that situation when you're young That means you're after something other than him. And the second he suspects that, he wants nothing to do with you. Because men with our egos, we don't want you wanting us because of something. We want you wanting us because you want us. It's something about us. It's the crust of us that you can't get enough of. That's what we want. And when we suspect that it's something other than that, we gonna bounce. We looking for the next person. We ain't got time. Who got time to be a consolation prize? Who got time? And I'm not talking about to another dude, a dude or anything like that. I'm talking about consolation prize to your ones. Well, I really like you, but I really want marriage. I really like you, but I really want a kid early. I really like you, but I really want to have this before I start my career. Well, that don't have anything to do with him. He's a tool and a conduit to utilize at your discretion for as long as you need him to get what you ultimately want, when in fact, he wants to be the one you want. And you know why you can't fault a man for that? Because that's what you want him to feel about you. So it's only right. So in the end, all I'm saying is understand that. When you're encouraging some girl to get married when you're young, let's call it what it is. What if you wanted to get married, but for some reason the brother went broke? You sure you ain't gonna change your mind? What if you looked at him and you desired him in the whole bit, and you wanted him and you had marriage and all of this other stuff, the visions of grandeur in your eyes and in your brain and in your heart, and dare I say, you hooked up with him and he couldn't get it done? Now, on that note, I'm definitely not talking about myself. I'm somebody else. But if that is what you encountered, where would that leave you? Still want to get married? Still want to get with a dude and commit your life to a dude, wanting marriage with a dude that couldn't do anything but tickle you? As opposed to other things? We got to be careful about what we're saying to ladies. Just a thought. My attitude is all of that stuff that Ebony just said absolutely applies. If you believe, or once you believe, you have found the man you know unequivocally that you want. That guy, without a doubt, that you know you want, everything Ebony said is absolutely correct. But that can't be preceded by youth in college, biological clocks ticking, career aspirations, and all of this other stuff. Because if that comes before knowing definitively you truly want him, he will spot it and he will cancel your ass. Whether it be directly by breaking up with you or indirectly by finding other places to go until he finds what he wants. Remember I said that. Remember I said that. This your boy Stephen A. talking to you. And I can give the advice because guess what? I'm experienced enough too, and I'm old enough too. And I ain't never been married because I didn't want to get married. I was engaged twice, but I decided against it. And I will get married someday. I intend to. But when I feel it's right, not a second before. That's how I roll. That's how most men roll. It's just the truth.